Can you believe 2025 marks 20 years since the release of Wallace and Gromit Curse of the Were-Rabbit, and 32 years since the release of the Wrong Trousers short film? Curse of the Were-Rabbit was my introduction to the dynamic duo all those years ago, and I've been a huge fan ever since. Time can be crazy, but Wallace and Gromit are back for their second feature, and 6th entry overall, Vengeance Most Fowl, which marks their first major outing since their Matter of Loaf and Death short film in 2008. To say I've been excited for this film would be quite the understatement. However, Vengeance is not a sequel to Curse of the Were-Rabbit, but rather a sequel to The Wrong Trousers. For those unfamiliar with The Wrong Trousers, which is my favorite film of the franchise, that film saw mastermind villain Feathers McGraw befriend the duo so they could help him steal a precious blue diamond using Wallace's new robotic trousers he invented. At the end of the film, McGraw is captured and thrown into prison. Vengeance Most Fowl is directed by Nick Park and Merlin Crossingham, from a story by Park and Mark Burton. The story sees Wallace being hailed as a town hero after bringing an end to McGraw's antics. He's ecstatic about creating yet another invention, one he proudly claims to be his best yet. A robotic garden gnome named Norbot that was initially designed to help Gromit with gardening.
Mowing! Floor mowing!
After people in town see Norbot in action, Wallace decides to kickstart a gardening business by enlisting Norbot to work on other people's gardens. In the process of this new venture, Gromit is feeling a little left out since he's unintentionally cast aside by Wallace. He's also understandably frightened by Wallace's over-reliance on technology and is left uneasy by Norbot's presence. Something seems a little off to me too, old buddy.
Recharge time, reactivated.
While Norbot is charging in the basement overnight, Feathers McGraw learns about him while overhearing a news report on the television. Looking for vengeance as the film's title suggests, McGraw hacks into Norbot's main systems and switches its protocol from good to evil! After Norbot enters evil mode, he gets the bright idea to create a full army of Norbots to take over the town.
The more gnomes, the merrier.
Yes, Mr. Wallace!
By destroying people's gardens and stealing from them. They even sing a little tune while they work. They might have an evil protocol, but it's still kinda catchy in a weird way. All goes to plan for McGraw since Wallace is now being framed as the culprit behind the mess.
We believe you to be guilty of theft by gnome.
I'm guilty of theft by gnome.
There you go!
Come on, he doesn't deserve this. When it comes to the police force solving the crime, Police Constable Albert McIntosh makes his return from Curse of the Were-Rabbit, but now as a chief inspector who's on the brink of retirement. His fresh new protege on the case is Constable Mukherjee. While the story at its core is very similar to previous entries, Wallace invents something new, gets so absorbed by it, something goes wrong and the pair has to fix it before more destruction is caused. The film's charm manages to help keep things fresh and exciting. The film is also great at balancing heart, humor, and action. Wallace and Gromit are at the center of the heart in this film for sure, and their camaraderie is something that never fails to make me smile. I think that's something that has stayed very consistent throughout all 6 films, and is probably something that brings people so close to this franchise. Wallace is still the eccentric inventor we've all come to love. One thing to note is that this is the first major Wallace and Gromit project since Peter Sallis passed in 2017. But Ben Whitehead gives such a great performance that his voice is almost indistinguishable. Gromit is still the sensitive yet ride or die dog. A lot of the humor that worked for me came from the character interactions.
On your doorstep has more.
The robots, they're taking over the world. They'll destroy us all, I tell you.
And I don't know, but there's just something funny about seeing Feathers McGraw work out. Isn't he at least a little cute? And if you know me, you know I can never get enough pun humor. On your doorstep, Virginia Woolf? Oh, I just love it. The climactic action sequence towards the end feels like if Tom Cruise were to give you a nice warm hug. If that makes sense. Exhilarating while still having that warmth that Wallace and Gromit is known for. The rapport between Macintosh and Mukherjee was believable, and they did a good job in progressing it in the way that they did. I could also understand both their attitudes throughout the film, as Mukherjee is eager to impress her boss on her first big break. Meanwhile, Macintosh feels like he knows what's best through experience, and let's just face it, he's ready to clock out and hand the torch. Feathers McGraw is once again great here. Even though his face is close to expressionless, he still evokes a menacing attitude. I can feel his disdain for Wallace and Gromit, but I wish he was in it a little bit more. It felt like he wasn't really given much to do. And that's probably my one negative. The gnomes are wonderful. They toe the line between cute and creepy in just the right ways. And almost every time they're on screen. I don't know if I ever felt at ease when I saw them in the picture. Even their good protocols seemed a little off kilter, but that's exactly why I enjoyed their presence. There's also a couple minor characters who fill the roles as newscasters. Oh. Okay, she a little bit of a baddie. Where's my hear me out cake? Did I say that out loud? The art and animation in this film is incredible. Wallace and Gromit has never looked this good. There's so much detail in the models and sets, and the 4K resolution really brings that out. Look at this shot going into Gromit's garden. Excuse the hyperbole, but we going to Oz or something? It's so vivid, dude. Not to mention, the higher quality helps the characters emote better too. The expressions on everyone in this film just say so much, to a point where characters won't even use dialogue and you can still pinpoint just about every emotion they're feeling. It's so well done. The dilated eyes on the controlled robots too? Freaky. I wouldn't be surprised if some parts of this movie scared younger kids a little bit. This franchise has been around for over 35 years, and Aardman's expertise when it comes to perfecting this style of animation shows now more than ever. I really admire everyone behind this film because I know animating it was not easy, especially with this runtime. Every name in the credits deserves props. They are truly masters of their craft, and I'm sure a lot of people could agree with that. Yes, this industry is practically hell-bent on remakes and sequels now. And yes, this is a sequel, but it's one that I think really understands its audience. People who want cozy, wholesome entertainment. You could argue the film plays it safe by retreading beats from past entries and bringing back familiar faces to trigger nostalgia, but I personally think that helps Wallace and Gromit maintain its comforting nature. You always know what you're getting into. These characters have so much charm that they're hard to resist, even if the story's a little safe. This is a case where more of the usual isn't all too bad. Wallace and Gromit: Vengeance Most Fowl is a cracking good time and fun for the whole family. Even if you haven't seen The Wrong Trousers, this movie does a decent job at filling in the gaps. So really any of the 6 films could work as an entry point for the franchise. I highly recommend it. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe. Till next time, see you later.